Hello and welcome to Furryearsworld, where we are back. Stoneblock 3 land. This thing is doing a job of work for me. It is doing it. I've worked out why we're getting the hang up here. When it has to produce the experience, and it has to put to if it doesn't, because there's only a chance it's going to do the experience. If it doesn't have to do the experience, the input doesn't stall. The input just carries on flowing at the same speed as the output. It's the experience that's breaking it right now. But it's chewing its way through. It's nearly done a stack. We've loaded it up with everything we've got. It's all in there. So it's going to chew through all of that, get the job done. This I may need to stall out at some point because it's making a lot. It's not a small amount of stuff we've got going on there. But that's fine. That's all good. That's all good. That's all good. And this is working. So now what I think we're going to look at doing is making a couple more grinding wheels. And see if we can go from cobble straight through to iron and then wash the iron all on one long conveyor belt. Although I don't think it's going to be as long as this conveyor belt. I don't think it needs to be as long as this conveyor belt. This is all superfluous here. I wasn't sure what I was doing. I was playing around, practicing. All of this is science. All of this is me experimenting, trying to figure out how create works. I'm learning as you're watching. And I'm painfully aware you've probably already done this. I know Jackalf watches this and he knows everything there is to know. And it's probably amusing him intensely watching me fumbling around in the dark. And that's fine. That's what I do. Furry ears fumbles around in the dark. I'm famous for it. Until you know what you're doing, you don't know what you're doing. And right now, I'm 90% don't know what I'm doing. But we're putting blocks in place and we're learning. And that's the important thing. Never stop learning. Every day's a learning day. I'm dying to wonder if I run my face in this, does it kill me? No. We can rub our face in this and get some interesting, weird effects. But I suspect if I jumped on the conveyor belt, I would die. And I don't want to die, so we're not going to do that right now. At some point, we'll probably, the intrusive thoughts will become dominant, and we will ride the conveyor belt through the death wheels. Feels like a terrible idea. I'm wondering, bear with me on this one, if we had gearboxes on top of these wheels and another conveyor belt, because we could run another conveyor belt off that shaft. So we had a source of stuff here. It ran through those gears, which would be counter-rotating the other way, dropped into this box at the end, and then fed back along here. And then we set this to filter only the eye. That would work, wouldn't it? That would work, and then we've got a level of verticality here. So the same shafts that are driving these would be driving the next ones up. Does that make sense? Does that make sense to anyone? That was just a spontaneous thought I just had. That way we don't need to go long with this thing. We can go high with this thing, because we've got space. We've got space. We can go for miles that way. We can go for miles that way. I'm gonna make two more of these big wheels. That's step one of the multi-step process. We're gonna make two more of these, which require all of this stuff. So that's just stone, then wood, and then everything else is andesite. Do we have that much andesite? I'm pretty confident we do. We didn't use it all. Yeah, we got 32 of it. We do need stone. We do need some stone, and we do need all of this to be able to sit on our hotbar unimpeded. 1, 2, 3, 4 wood. 4 wood. Stone. I need a stone of some description. Stone. I don't know whether it needs to be polished stone or whether stone is just good enough stone. We're going to find out together. Together is where we're going to go and find out. So let's bang this out. We need 4 wood. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we need the rest of that to be this andesite alloy nonsense. Why nonsense? Because I didn't invent it, so clearly it's nonsense. If Furriers didn't invent it, it's clearly nonsense. There we go. That's doing stuff now, isn't it? Yes, that's doing stuff. So we're going to put... We've got a couple of gearboxes, 2 gearboxes. Bosh bosh. We've made them vertical gearboxes. We might need some form of scaffolding around this just to be safe. Because if we do inadvertently fall on this thing, it's going to break us like you wouldn't believe. Now we should be able to run a conveyor belt through there, I think. Or we could just go one higher. What do we want to do? I don't really know. I don't want the wood to end up on the conveyor. It shouldn't do, there's no slots available, but you never know with these things. Okay, those are coming along nicely. We've seen that before, we don't need to see that again. Going to be interested to see whether we got enough torque for this job. So theoretically, this is now doing what it needs to do. It's pulling the iron. We just need to get everything that cobblestone can produce into that box, and then we change this to be a brass curtain thing. I'm just calling it a curtain thing. And it will pull out only the iron. And then the iron will arrive in this box, this stuff, and then we set another brass thing to pull out only the crushed iron, and then we have a washer here. And I don't know how the washer's going to... Because to my mind, if you blow on something with an encased fan, it's going to move it. So do we have to have... If it's on a conveyor belt, what happens? How does it work? And I think we might want to install one of these. So we can just turn everything off. I'm thinking that might be a way forward. So we can just, while we're working on it, just shut the damn thing down. And they look relatively cheap to make, if we hadn't just spaffed all our materials. So let's make a load more of these andesite boxes, because we've gone through all of those andesite boxes we made, I think. No, we still got some. That's good. It's good. We've got the shafts. We need a knob of redstone, which we don't have. Let's grab a quick knob, and then we'll go boxy, shafty, redstoney, like that, and that gives us a clutch, which is, you know, coming in clutch at the end there. We bring it down here, and we can break that there, and bang that in there. Like that. That works. If we bang a lever there, that should shut the damn thing down. In fact, this floor is only 1 block thick, I think. So if we back off... Have I got a lever on me? Thought I had a lever on me. I don't. Okay, that's not a problem. We can make one. I think I can make one in my inventory. It's a stone and a stick, I think. Yes, it is. Nice. So 2 blocks back from here. There. Maybe not. Maybe this isn't 2 blocks thick. It's only 1 block thick, so we should be energizing this block. That should energize that block, and that should pass a redstone signal to the block below it. That's my understanding of redstone. Clearly, my understanding of redstone is not correct. But we can bang that there, and that stops the machine. So we can turn the machine off, which is important. To be able to shut the damn thing down. So my gears, my crushing wheels are here. My extra pair of crushing wheels. And that was kind of easy to make now. Let's see if this system can handle 2 more crushing wheels. I don't know. I honestly don't know if that's a thing that can happen here. We're going to try it. We're going to suck it and see. And I also don't know whether we're at the right height. So they are counter-rotating to the ones below, which is what we wanted to see. That will give us directional. That means we can crush going that way, drop into another box, and crush back going that way, and get what we want here. Additionally, we could spur off this and have another run of crushing wheels. I don't know how many crushing wheels you can power. I simply don't know the answer to that question. Maybe more, maybe less. Don't know. It's interesting to find out. So all we're going to basically do here is have a conveyor that runs. That chest is going to be at the wrong height, isn't it? If we take it beyond that, we can hopper back into it, can't we? Might be awkward for getting a conveyor belt to work with that, though. How are we going to do that? How are we going to get a conveyor belt powered off that, rotating the correct way additionally as well? Oh no, if we gearbox that again, that will be rotating the right way. Pretty confident of that. But it won't be going far enough. We kind of need it up there. Then we can put it in a box there and hopper into the side of that one. Thinking. Is there a way we could transfer power? If I had, say, a gearbox like this on there, like that. Is there a way I could transfer power from there to there? Would a conveyor belt do that? Diagonal transference of power. Because the conveyor belt will transfer power. And it should be rotating the correct direction if we do that. Will it? No, it'll be going the wrong way, won't it? Damn. Damn diddly damn damn. Oh boy. Because that's the right place for it. And then we can feed into a box here. And then we can hopper down into that box there. Unless we can feed directly into a hopper. Is that a thing we can do? I mean, it's an inventory, isn't it? We could just have a hopper sitting on top of that and have this feed directly into the hopper that will just push it into that chest. Does that make sense to anyone? Let's try that. Let's try and play silly buggers with everything. I don't know whether we can do this. I am making this up as I go along. It makes sense in my head. Whether it makes sense in the mod's head is a different matter. So we need to make a hopper with our copious iron supply. And by copious iron supply, I mean laughably small iron supply, because we haven't fully automated it yet. It will come. Don't you worry. Do not worry your pretty little head about it. It will come. It will be a rip-roaring success. So we put that on top of that, and then what we endeavour to do is... What's happening over here? That looked like it was broken. It's not broken. We have one of these above that on the end of a conveyor belt, which will be driven from this thing shafted upwards. Yeah? So we need another 45-degree jobby. And that goes... It's not going to let me do that, is it? It's going to say no if I try and do that. Like that. That was not the right thing. Just saying. Just saying. It felt the right thing, but it was not the right thing. Sometimes what feels right is wrong. So that is now... That's rotating the correct direction for us. That is rotating the correct direction for us. So that will pull through the middle of those two top cog gears. Yes, yes? Are we in agreement? I think that will. We could just get a pulverizer, which we've got handily here anyway, over here being fed. In fact, we could use this entire assembly here because we're not doing anything else with it. We could send sand and gravel one way, and we could send... No, sand and flint one way, and the gravel another way. Can I... Where's my kelp? We can make more kelp. Conveyor belts, where are they? So that's made with dried kelp. Dried kelp is a dried kelp block. Dried kelp is in a furnace. You dry the kelp and you make dried kelp. There's a certain empirical science to that. Let's grab a stack of kelp, because we can. Get it dried. Get it all partied up good style. There's some in there anyway, so it would dry a bit more. Because at first you don't succeed, dry more kelp. I think is the moral of the story. And the belt is just 6 dried kelp together. That's a thing. That is a thing, and I'm excited about it. There we go. One belt. One mechanical belt. We already have 2 mechanical belts. I don't... No, we have 2 dried kelp. Okay. We have 8 mechanical belts. Okay. That's a thing. So what we want to say is this comes through to the place over here where... Okay, we can't do that. We need a source of somewhere where we can click to, don't we? So we're going to say, we're going to go... I don't really know. Up here? Up here. So I think that is where we click to. So we grab the belt, we go Bosch through to Bosch. Bosch? Did you not Bosch? 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 Hello? Bosh? Does that not work? Are you not boshing for me? Hold W to ponder. Oh, you need shafts. Okay. Okay, that's fine. I did not remember that particular moment of information. So that should give us success. From there through to there. So that's pulling through the top way, which will then, theoretically, if we put one of these jobbies on there, feed all that stuff into that box, then we have an andesite brass one of these, which will sort. Does that sound about right? Or does that sound unnecessarily complicated? I mean, this can be shrunk down. This is unnecessarily big at the moment. It's bigly. It's bigly the thing we've got going on here, and it doesn't seem necessary to be this bigly. Let's make some brass funnels, which is... Ooh, shit. So that went well. Hey. Electron tube, iron sheet, and... Oh, those are polished crystal things, aren't they? We've done that before. Apparently you can do offhand work with that, I have been told. That may have been Jack Health as well. That gave me the intel on the offhand. It's all the fat intel comes from Jack Health. He's clearly spent a lot of time creating in Create. He's a Create master. Brass funnel. So we need a brass ingot, which shouldn't be a problem. The electron tube is the polished rose quartz. And the rose quartz is... That's why we needed the nether stuff. For reasons relating to that sort of shenanigans. Let's put them away, them away, them away. For now. Not forever, for now. And I think this makes 2, doesn't it? And I'm hoping that 2 will be enough. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we put that in there, and then we put all of these in here, and that should make me a rose quartz. We then need the sandpaper. We toss the rose quartz on the floor. And we rub it. And we get the polished rose quartz. And that sits with a... iron sheet. A sheet of iron. Is that the same as an iron plate? If I put that in the press, does that give me an iron sheet? Well, we're going to whack it and see. That looks like an iron sheet to me. That does look like an iron sheet to me. I don't know what it looks like to anyone else, but it does look like an iron sheet to me. There's our electron tube. That was relatively painless, wasn't it? That could have been a lot more painful than it was. A brass ingot and a dried kelp. I believe we have a dried kelp in there. Yes, we don't have a brass ingot in there. We may have one over here. Brass ingot. We've got 7 of them. It's like we know what we're doing. Obviously, it's not that we know what we're doing, but it's like we know what we're doing. So that's now finished pulling everything out of there. That's done its work, so we can turn this off while we think about stuff and you know, things. So bang that off. That clutch is now disengaged remarkably. It's like we've got full control of the system. I'm shocked and stunned. If we want to embellish, we can do. Let's break this down for now. So we're gonna pulverize gravel over here somehow and deploy it straight onto that. Then it's gonna come across and it's gonna get sucked, if you will. Oh, that doesn't work. This might not go according to plan. Let's see if we can get up there a bit higher and get a bit of visualization on what we're attempting to achieve here. No, that's not going to work either. Although that it is interesting that they place like that. Does that need to be one higher? Possibly needs to be one higher. So in that case, we can. If that needs to be one higher, because that is higher up. Yeah, okay. We can box that. We can box that. That's a thing that needs to be known by me, is words and stuff. We can box that. This is an elaborate system that is taking a long time to build. I'm content with that. I don't know if anyone else is content with that, but I am content with that. So we break this down. Chunk. We don't need to break that down. We can stand on that, like some kind of standing kind of guy. I'm just moving all my things around in my inventory because, as always, I think you'll fully get an understanding of Furryearsworld is appalling at this sort of nonsense. There we go. That will suck up all of those shiny things. Yes, yes. This will then deploy with this jobby. But we can specify what it deploys, which is going to be raw iron nuggets. One at a time, if you don't mind. If you don't mind, one at a time. We want that in there. So that's what it's deploying, one at a time. Hopefully. Hoping that's what it's deploying, one at a time, from this box, where it's going to be getting a lot more than just that. And then that will suck up into there. We need... Can we... break this system down? Okay, this system is auto-filling, so let's chungus this out. That was probably a terrible mistake, but yeah, we made a gargantuan mess here. Move stuff over here. Come with me. Come with me. Come on. Come with me. Is there anything in there we actually need? Yes, there is. Get rid of that, get rid of that, get rid of that, get rid of that. We need that. I think that's the one thing we need. So if we switch to a different tool, we can walk away from that little heap of crap on the floor. Oh, there is more in there. There is more in there that we need. Let's have a tidy up of our inventory because of the mess we've made. Goodbye cobble, goodbye cobble, goodbye cobble, goodbye cobble, goodbye cobble. We've got the cobblestone generator and the hopper, which are good. Oh, even the pulverizer's in there. That's not so good. That's not so good. Oh, we got the pulverizer now. Good. Cobble gone. We got the wire. That's good. Sand can go. Sand can go. And I think it's just gravel left here now. Yes, it is. Okay. Good, good, good. We don't want the system getting ahead of the curve. You know what I mean? We don't want that. So we're gonna throw all of that away. And I think we've got everything we need there now to do the job we need to do. I think... Do we need a box here? Do I need to put a box here to deploy from the box? Because I don't really... Oh, we could deploy from the pulverizer. We could deploy from the pulverizer, directly from the pulverizer. That's a thing we could try and do. Let's try and do that. So if we put that there, and we put that on top, and then on top of that we put the hopper, like that, and then on top of the hopper we put the miracle machine, like that. That will start filling that up, yes. That will drop down into there, yes. We want output configuration. We want an output there. And we want an output there. I think. And we're going to filter this output on this side. Like that. And that's going to be pulling gravel. Yes, yes. Gravel only goes that way. Like that. Does that seem right to everyone? Are we in an accordance there? That will pull gravel, send it that way into that box, which will send it that way, and then the iron will go that way and go into there. Does that seem logical? We need to power this bad boy up, so we'll have an LV wire connector on the back of it. Like that, and then we can hook that up with a bit of power. From there to there. It's not happy about that. In fact, it won't do that. So what we could do is break all of this, because I'm an idiot. Good, 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 good. We need these gone temporarily. And bring that further this way. Our LV relay can come out to here a ways, I think. And then we go from there to the LV relay. Then we can go from the LV relay to that one. From the LV relay to that one. From the LV relay to that one. And it doesn't complain anymore. And then we can have our two metallogenic infusers here. I think like that. And the other one on top of it like that. We have these two connectors that we've got left over there and there. And then we can run a wire from there down to that one and there down to that one. And that should be everything powered up again. So that should, in theory, dump gravel that way. Let's see if that works. I'm going to turn stuff on and see what happens. Brace yourself. Brace. Are you braced? Stuff is turned on. Stuff is turned on. Movement will be occurring. Movement is occurring. Alright, that's pulling a whole stack, I think. Or is that pulling a single block? I'm hoping that's pulling a single block, because then it should just fly through there. I suspect that's pulling more than one. Alright, well, it will pause up anyway. It will pause up. So how do I dictate stack size here? Click and hold for amount. One. I just want one. Up to exactly one. And this one, up to exactly one. We can pull it all the way down and it just does one. Like that. So once it's finished chewing through this mess, it will just churn all that out. I don't know how much it's actually pulled there, so that might take a while. And then what we need to do is pull out of this box, which we can't open anymore because of that, which I think we can get rid of. And that we can get rid of. So we should now be able to open that box. We need to get rid of the experience somewhere. Wow. That is taking a bit of time, isn't it? I didn't think there was that much in there. I think it'll go quicker when there's less. But that's the end of the episode. So we're gonna wait and see whether this works. So from Furryearsworld for now, we are going to go with a cheery old ta-ta.